Guan people, it's your boy Airsoft Special Ops, Yardman Leng, whatever you know me as. I wanted to do a video because you guys have been requesting to see these, so I wanted to do like a quick promo video when they're fully up and running. Well, technically they are fully up and running currently. I'm just waiting on a few bits and bobs to finish off the projects. Like you can see a safety here. What am I waiting for this one? I'm waiting for a tap, a HBA tap. And this one I'm waiting for a new upper because the slide that's on here I only put on here as a trial one. So before we get into it, like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Click the bloody share button. It don't cost you anything to help your brother grow. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers if we can by March, so help a nigga be able to do that. Plus there's some giveaway stuff happening, so get involved, bruv. It's like I always put up giveaways and nobody wins it. It's like, what's going on, people? Y'all don't want these guns? I don't know what's going on. I need you guys to have Eucharis though for me to send out stuff, so that's another thing. Before we get into it, I wanted to spend some time and just talk about men's mental health. It's a serious thing. It's a thing that's been affecting me and others around me, and I wanted to just take a second and kind of just speak on it and just say there's nothing wrong with talking about it. First and foremost, like I'm here big on the channel talking about it, and sometimes if you find that you're in the stage where you find that you do need the help, just go and get it. Cause recently I found myself in a position where I felt like I've needed help, and bruv, up until this point I've kind of had this hard-headed approach of, oh, I'll just get through it, I'll figure it out. And to be fair, up until this point it's been good. I've been able to sort it that way, but as I get older and as I find my mature me, I find that that's very immature way of dealing with things. Because bruv, there's no harm in actually sorting out your trauma, sorting out your PTSD, and putting mechanisms in place to help you basically cope better daily. Would you not want to cope better daily? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I just kind of wanted to take a second and say, like, anyone going through, like, reach out. Even if it's just reach out to me, reach out to your local professionals, and don't always go for the medicated option straight away. Like, try therapies, try groups, try physical activity, boxing, sport, athletics, football, airsoft. Come out with us, airsoft wise. You know what I'm saying? We'd love to have a couple more new players with us, especially if you play the sport in a fair and honest format. But yes, let's not spend the whole time and talk about that. So essentially we have the at the moment this doesn't have a name. I haven't given it a name. The company that's made it, whoever that company is, big them up for that. We appreciate ya. It's not my product, but I'm basic because I'm a tech, as you guys know. I tend to try and be at the top, innovative, forefront of anything to do with my platform. So if it's M4, if it's high Capa, if it's Glock, if it's what else do we touch, AR-15s, G36, if anything that you see on the channel, if it's, I try to be at the forefront of that information. HPA, you name it, AGs, GBR, I try to be at the forefront of it. So what we have here is, as you all know, one of my core platforms is high cappers. I run this in CQB, I run this outdoors as a secondary to my M4 AEG, and I just love the platform. One of the biggest things we find as pistol users is mag capacity. So I know some people are going to be like, oh yeah, but we've got M4 adapters. Guys, I've got one. They're amazing. Big up AirTag on this one because they're always good with replacing parts. However, can somebody help me understand? Maybe AirTag. So hashtag AirTag or somebody tag AirTag in this. If I buy an adapter from somebody else, so a previous owner who has the lifetime warranty thing that you guys have, because you can see it's an AirTag adapter, and I don't have the order number because I bought the second hand, how do I transfer that lifetime warranty? Because you can see it's your adapter, you can see it's your insert. How do I get the benefit? Because my worry is if this breaks, I'm kind of pissed. I have to buy a new adapter. So now you see why at points you guys are going to lose money in the future, because if there's other users like me, we're going to panic about this and we're going to look for future solutions where we don't even need this thing. So something to think about is why I'm doing this video today. So essentially what we've done is we've created a version where you don't actually need this M4 adapter. So the only reason this one is in my gun currently is because it has the TM high feed system that is required to allow the BBs to feed through, which I'm going to explain shortly. And also because my airsoft taps haven't come for the mags. This is why I've got these mags here, because they haven't come for the mags yet. At the moment I'm trialing this whole lower kit system with the air source coming from a HPA adapter, but not the tap, if you get what I mean. So let me make this simple for you. So essentially how the system will run when it's up and running is like this. So you'll have a mag system like this that goes in here, but that's not running BBs. Its only aim is so that the adapter, so the HPA tap that's coming out of here that I'm plugging air through, that's going to be my power source. Yeah. Now what's going to happen is, just so this makes sense to everybody, because you're like, oh, why? I know there's going to be people watching thinking like, but why am I giving myself all these problems? It's not, it's actually solutions. So think about it. Most of the problems people face with these adapters, just to be clear as we go through, is because the gas has to go through this reservoir and then into the system, you almost have like an extra how would you explain it, like an extra process, let's put it that way. You have an extra 1 or 2 processes that adds problems and slows down your system, as well as causes like a flow issue. So at points you get like 70%, 100%, 90% of your airflow, and it's because it's trying to keep up with all these factors. Now the point of adding in this mag system with a tap is very simple. It will act how a CO2 or gas mag, green gas mag would work, just without the problems, essentially, because now you have no cooldown. So do you get what I'm trying to say? It's literally power goes straight into the mag through the tap that I'm talking about that we're gonna add in. Obviously the BBs will be fed through that M4 system, which I'm going to show you in a second. And remember, the air is just going straight through this tap, straight into your gas reservoir, straight into the gun. So it's literally cutting down your processes. So that's the whole point of why we're trying to eradicate this whole system here. Because I know there's going to be people like, oh, but why? You're not fixing anything. I play. This is my platform. Like, you eradicate quite a lot. Cause we used to use this. The shots are just... Boy, if you know, then you know. I ain't even gonna explain it anymore. That's why us tapes make money. So essentially now you've got a power source, right? And because you're not running a CO from green gas, there's not limited, it's whatever your tank can give out. So we're just missing a tap. I'll show you guys once that's done. Now you're gonna want a way for rounds to feed, because obviously they're not in your gas mag anymore, right? So this is where your M4 mag comes in. Now essentially what will happen is your M4 mag goes into the gun, and like you can see, it's locked in. I'm actually trying to pull at it and I can't get it out, so it's locked in. So you've got that security like how you'd have with an M4 mag and mag release. And what will happen is, I'm not gonna do it right now. Well, I'll do it on camera at some point, maybe with this gun, so you can see that it actually functions. I'm not just capping. Essentially what will happen is the BBs will feed through this system right here, and essentially feed right here, which basically resolves this vertical feed system issue. If you know about spring feed systems, you know the problems within them. So essentially the mag will feed through, which gives so yeah, I'll even show you so it makes a bit more sense. So imagine your BB's feeding. Oh, bear with me guys. Hey, we are back. Sorry about that, people. So essentially your mag system would go in, so your BBs would flow straight out of, let me hold this properly so I don't drop it, would come straight out of this M4 mag and feed right through here. So you've cut off all this travel distance right here, making your feed system that ever so slight faster, maybe even 2 times faster, because if you notice, that's like double, so that's like half and then half of what that actual space is. So it makes it, I would say, double the times faster. So your BBs would land right here and they feed straight up into where your nozzle collects the BBs for that function. I'll show you from this side so it makes sense. Ready to collect. So if your BBs are feeding straight in from here, look how close that gap is as opposed to that gap. Think about your speed of feeding. So them speed triggers now even have more benefit because your gun can keep up even more. So I know the first question is always going to be, oh, why? What's better than the HPA thing? So I'm going to be clear. We're just going to run through it one more time because, like I said, this isn't the final video. I'd like to do an actual setup video where I show you how to set the system up. give you guys an actual cost price on them, because there's different materials. One of these are PLA, one of these are ABS. So do you get what I'm trying to say? Then I'm gonna have different colors that I offer and stuff like that. So like I said, big up the designer, go and follow his page if you have a 3D print, or maybe give the project a try yourself. However, there's problems to fix. We've had to fix a lot of things, so to take the project on at your own risk. Yeah, so let's just start from the top. Many people are like, oh, why don't I just get a HP? It's up to you. If you want this long ass thing hanging out your gun with this chunky ass section, be my guest. Secondly, you're removing processes rather than it having to go through here, through this tap. So there's this first area where seal issues can happen, then it goes up into this reservoir here where there's other seal issues going on, then it has to go up into your actual reservoir to then go through this process up here. It's up to you. Have four processes or have 2, it's your choice. Your performance gonna lack because of it. So there's that benefit also. And then another thing for me, I don't like the idea of one item doing too many jobs, because then when one thing fucks up, it's likely to fuck up the other thing. Pardon my French. And these systems that feed BBs, they're decent, but there's problems. If you use them, you know, I'm not going to too tough go into them, because they are good at what they do as well. I'm not going to sit here and tear down AirTag. This is a very good system. So boom. So there's that side of stuff. Then there's the other thing of, like I said, your capacity goes up straight away from what you'd normally get in a standard CO2 mag or a green gas mag, which is anything from, if I'm correct, 28 rounds back to 30 or 31 rounds. I think some of the more higher capacity mags run at. And if you want, then you can go and get an extender, which is this long ass thing. Up to you, your choice to get your 48 rounds or your 50 rounds or whatever you get. So there's that thing, much higher capacity. If you have a 1,000 rounder M4 mag, which I think New Pro, who does it? I think it's New Pro or one of them that do it. New Pro Battle Axe, one of them. They do a 1,000 rounder windy high capacity mag. You've got now 1,000 rounds at the leverage of your pistol, and it feeds straight in. No need for no adaptive system. So there's that. Your feeding time shortens. There's that issue. Because of the way this feeding system is built, I found, this is something I'm still in the process of testing because I've only had the kit for about a week, but I found so far, every time I've used it, it's fed a lot faster and better and consistent than a spring fed system. Still something I've still got to test in actual gameplay, so I'm going to be gaming this over the whole season once I change out the upper on my version, because this is Airsoft Cowboys version. So once I change out mine, then you'll see it a lot more on the channel, and like I did with all the other guns, I'll show you the good bits, I'll show you the bad bits, and then I'll do videos like this where I'll talk on what I advise, whether it's not worth it, etc, etc. But for the moment, what I would advise, if you're trying to do this, make sure it's a TM or something that has a TM slide style hop up, because you're going to need a high feed mag system similar to this TM one. You can't use Voss ones because they have a low feed system. So if anyone knows any other companies who make a high feed high kappa mag, let a brother know, because this would be useful for my people that I've got to tech for, and for you guys on YouTube. So share. But at the moment, it has to be that TM high feed mag. And then secondly, I found that it doesn't really like Vosk slides. My 4.3 it doesn't really like, and my 3.8 it will shoot maybe like 5 to 8 shots, but afterwards, you know, when you get that thing where the hammer hasn't, like, it's almost like there's not enough gas that's gone through the gun to push the slide backwards and forwards and then return the hammer to reset ready to shoot again. So the hammer just sits flat against the back of the slide. I've only found that with the Vosk, and I think that that's due to a few things. On the TM mags, I'll show you quickly, because this is a Vosk mag, this is a TM mag here. The air portal system, one of them is a bit more harder to push down than the other one, so I think that's part of the issue. And then if you look at the feed lips, sorry about this, but my feed lips are a bit busted. If you know, I play hardcore, so I do need to replace them soon, so don't judge me. But if you look at the feed lips, they are also thicker and thinner in diameter, so I think that has a lot to do with it, because if that doesn't line up well with the, I'll show you quickly, if that doesn't line up well with, yeah, I'll show you quickly so this makes sense. If that doesn't line up well with the housing bit at the top of your gun, you basically just aren't going to get the airflow correct that you're meant to get out of the gun, which affects how the gun functions. So if you have a look right here, this is the bit I'm talking about. If that doesn't line up correctly, and like I said, depending on what gun or what mag it is, if those you don't match those two correctly, that tends to be the problem. It's not lining up or resetting correctly, so obviously the airflow can't do what it's meant to do, which then affects the hammer's reset, because obviously the airflow is what's doing that pushback off the slide, going backwards and forwards, which then affects how this hammer resets or returns, or where it returns to. So yeah, don't be like me and put a Vosk 3.8 on it, or 4.3. Maybe test a 5.1 if you guys have one, and let me know the outcome, because I don't think I'm going to bother test a Vosk 5.1, because I feel like I've got enough information on this project to do with Vosk slides. You're probably like, why am I putting my Vosk one back on it? I found that on CO2, so how I tend to run this gun is like this at the moment. I run it on CO2. So I run it on CO2 mags, and I just use that as like a grippable space. And at points what I do is I chuck a mag on the front to more use it as like a what would you call it, like a grip, like a front grip, because the gun is much lighter than if I had a grip on it and a lower on it as well, because all of this is plastic on the lower. So hopefully you guys, this now makes sense to you guys why we're doing this, because even this, it's a lot more compact system as opposed to M for it. Like I'll show you quick. Do I have the lower? Yeah, do you know, I've got another gun. Give me 2 seconds and I'll show you why I'm saying what I'm saying. It's just a lot more compact system. I'll show you on my 4.3 high Capa, because then we can keep moving. So on an average day, this is how I would be running my systems, and you can tell me how you feel about it. But me personally, I just feel like at points it just feels like a bit much. So, and I've split down this pistol, but do you see what I'm trying to say? It's like, it's just a bit much. Like, it's even struggling to make it in camera view. I'm having to turn it at an angle. It's just a bit much. Whereas, look at this system. Like, I know some people are going to be like, oh, this is a 3.8 high Capa. It's not a balance test, bro. The difference is just the slide length to do these two guns. And I'll even, well, I can't do, well, I could pull that off and show you, but the only difference is slide length, and the slide would come out to about here. So what would you prefer? You tell me. I know for me, this would be the winner, because all I need is a tap now. And look, I literally have the playable, brother, I ain't even gonna say too much. For me, it says it itself. Like, it just reminds me of, like, imagine having an SMG. And if you know, because I know some people are going to be like, oh, that's cap, that's cap. If you know my pistol builds, because I feel like at this stage I can speak on it, I've done enough and put enough gameplay out and showed you guys the results and all these things. If you know my pistol builds, you can get easily 30-40 meters with the right weight, with the right barrel setup, etc. Right? So you now got 30-40 meters at your touchable leverage with such a short, compact thing. Then you got this power source, which your only obstacle is this wire. Now if you buy them bouncy curly ones that we run, bro, there is no complaints. Them threaded ones are a bit, if you use them, you know, man, they get caught up and they get winded up and they cause problems long term. Get one of them little bouncy ones, the curly ones, yeah? So your wire problem is even gone now. It's not even bothering you. So now you got a constant power source from this HPA tank, depending on what size you want to use. So do you see, consistent power source, no cooldown issues like green gas, red gas, black gas, etc. So do you see, problem eradicated. Then you got a feedable system you can trust, because it's so simple and it's fast because it's so close to the system. See, problem fixed, problem fixed. Then you got this maximum capacity, whatever you want to run. If your mag runs 100, then you got 100 rounds. If your mag runs 1,000 rounds, bro, if you've got a mag that runs 10 million rounds, you could just keep going. You probably wouldn't be able to shoot all of them, because obviously your HPA tank, depending on the size, will only shoot so much. But come on, tell me it gets better than that. And I know some people are going to do the salty thing. You just copy and CTM, bruv. Like I said, big up the designer. I'm not here to stunt like I made this product. All I did was fine-tune certain areas. The mag well I weren't happy with, so that was fine-tuned. Certain things on the grips I weren't happy with, that was fine-tuned. Also, this is why it's been printed in different plastics, because I'm still trying to fine-tune certain things I'm not quite happy with, so that when y'all get the product is at the optimum stage. But tell me what more you could want. If you're a high capper, you please tell me what more, bruv. Because for me, I was sat at a stage like, I don't know if you guys go through this. Let me put down this other pistol, so I'm not just holding on to guns for no reason. But I go through the stage where I'll build something similar to this, where it's like I feel like I fixed all the problems I had all last season. So that I know this thing looks a bit nuts, but there's just many issues I had, like being able to shoot with both fingers. This is now eradicated because I removed that well. I wanted the pistol to vent a bit faster, so I'll do a video on this high capper. I do like it. It's a cheap build, but it's fucking amazing. It makes some of them expensive guns look stupid. But the point I'm trying to make is, like, I was in a stage where I often, even though I don't need something, just because I really love the sport, and you know, you get bored and sometimes you get money and like, oh, what can I treat myself to? I was trying to find things to innovate the high capper, so that all the problems I'd face on the field, I found solutions to. I'm at a stage with this product. Once we fixed the things, like I said, grab the tap, put the safeties in. Like I said, once I put a new slide in that actually works with that feed system, what more could I do? I sat on the website the other night, yesterday night, looking. I could not find a thing. I think the only thing was from 4UAD or whatever they're called. The hop-up, the turnable hop-up system, but even that, the solution is here. Just buy a maple leaf, buy a CTM slide like this, and like I said, you have I think they're called TDCs. You have the TDC built in. That's why I bought this pistol, because I'm gonna focus talking on. This is more just to show you guys how the system works, and just so you guys understand how the system actually looks and feels. And but imagine it, it's like the ultimate SMG, bro. Literally. And because you've got the whole gas blowback thing going on, you have the realism. But I'm not gonna say too much, because like I said, it's not my product. I'm just basically like the supplier. I'm saying the retailer selling it kind of thing, and the tech doing the work to get you guys your custom looks and colors and all these things. So I'm gonna do a few manga and Pokemon versions, and maybe some that are just sprayed in different colors and stuff. So then, last thing I wanted to talk about in this video is basically this is what I call the pro model of this edition, because obviously what I showed you is like me building something for me. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what I call it, the baby SMG. Because I'm gonna basically either put another 3.8 slide or another 4.3 slide on here, and it's gonna run similar to this, just with a tap. That's how I'm gonna game it. And then on average days, when, for example, I'm just at home and I want to use it for shooting, target practice or whatever, I'll run it like this, CO2 mag M4 running through with wood off, and maybe not even CO2 mag. I'll probably run it green gas, just so that I could still use that feeding system. Because with, actually, tell a lie, I could do it. I would just have to take out the spring. So yeah, I probably will run CO2 because it's more reliable. But yeah, the pro model. Now, like anyone who's trying to buy this from me, this is how the way I'd advise you to go. Do not copy Airsoft Cowboy. Please let him have something for himself. I find this all the time. Like we master something, and then everybody wants to run the same exact thing in the same exact color, in the same exact way, in the same exact. Come on, man, have some fucking creativity about it. I'm not saying. Like, enjoy what we build. Trust me, I want you guys. I love when I go to a field and somebody spray their gun like me, or somebody's got my internal setup or something and they're bragging to me about it. It's cool, but dude, allow us to enjoy something for ourselves. So if you want to build the same as, go for a different color, maybe use a different hop up, maybe use a different bucking, like, so that we can have a conversation and say, how's that bucking treating you? Or you can ask me, we can compare ideas. If we got the same exact setup in the same exact color, in the same exact way, come on, man, you're removing the fun from Airsoft. So I don't want to sound like a hater, I don't want to cut down my own sales, but can we do something different to this? I'm showing you this model because I'm trying to be nice to y'all, and I'm trying to show you the behind the scenes stuff that not everybody gets to see unless you're connected to Snapchat, TikTok, or one of these private, more Instagram or something like that, one of my more private platforms. But yeah, this is essentially what I'm calling the pro model. This is also still missing two things. So it's missing a safety, like y'all can see here. So once that safety goes in, this release clip or release catch will stay in, because at the moment when I flip the gun over, the catch falls out, and it's just because there's no safety in allowing that bar to do the resistance work that it's meant to do. And then secondly, its power source, it runs on green gas, and it has the TM mag system, like you can see. So the feed section and the high feed system, so it runs. I'm gonna actually put some BBs and show you in how it works. The problem is, we want it to run on with a tap on HPA. Currently it's green gas / red gas, so that's the problem here. So we're going to change out those two things over the next week or two. Airsoft Cowboy is going to come and see me, make a few more purchases online, and yeah, use our online store, man. Please make us some money, get your bits, and if you want me to do the custom work, I'll cut you guys the deals, especially if you buy the stuff from us. So yeah, one of our supporting stores like the Mayhem store, Modern Warrior, there's a few places, so if you want, let me know. Big Steve builds, there's a few places. Use them promo codes, let's make money together, let's have some great time in 2020. I'm bugging, in 2026, next year, man. Let's you know what I'm saying, let's help each other to win in the sport. So yeah, so I'm basically showing you the pro model to show you what like the ultimate version of this thing will look like. So you're running like I said, the kit lower, the M4 kit lower. I'm using a TM midsection. So those of you who are like, what midsection do you have to use? It's a TM midsection we're using, and then a CTM tactical, I think they're called slimline speed soft uppers. This is the 5.1 edition, which is why it's slightly longer. So similar to my gun, it depends the look you're going for. Like I didn't really care about covering the section, so it's why I went for a 3.8. When I put the final one in, it probably will be a 4.3, so we'll end somewhere closer to the end, because I'm gonna run some kind of flash hider or a tracer unit or something. So I'm not really fussed about that. Plus I'm going for the more shorter look. Whereas what I advise people, if you're going for a more pro thing long term, yeah, you can see it, the catch just come out. But like I said, once we put the safety in, that will no longer happen. Yeah, I advise the 5.1 for the pro players who don't really want to keep on spending money, because then you just buy one thing and you're kind of done once you've done the work kind of thing, and put the right things in the gun. What Airsoft Cowboy is running, so let me remove all the nonsensey things so this isn't confusing for you guys. Yeah, so you guys can actually see what's going on here. I'm gonna end this video soon. This was meant to be a quick video and it's turning into a long one. So essentially what his build is like I said, our M4 custom lower. So I'm just gonna call it that, high Capa custom lower. For the M4 setup, I'm gonna try to do a few different ones that maybe feed MP5 mags and stuff like that, but let's get this one right before we move on. And then like I said, we're running a Tokyo Marui mid section, so same beaver tail, same hammer, all of that goodies is Tokyo Marui stuff. We've done a few things in here though. I think some of the stuff on his internals are from Cow and 5KU, so yeah, but his hammer is Tokyo Marui. We've removed that plate that normally allows you to mount things, so if you're trying to leave that on, this kit is not for you. Yeah, we had to remove that so that it seats flush like you can see on both sides. So that's that side. I always advise, like I said so far, something that runs with like a Tokyo Marui style nozzle system. This is a SSP1 nozzle in a Tokyo Marui stock housing. Again, this is what I'm saying, try something different. I build so much of these guns, so when it comes to my friends' personal guns, Airsoft Cowboy is one of my I class him like a brother. So now you see what I've done, something amazing. Like some people might not like what I've done here, but what I've done is Tokyo Marui's housing is pretty good anyway. Like yeah, I ain't gonna sit here bragging, it's pretty good anyway. But he was having like nozzle issues, because I don't think their nozzles are good or that great. They're alright for the first year, but after that they just, yeah, they go like anything, they need replacing, right? And there's this I don't know what you'd call it, there's like this ring and this plastic thing on the inside. They also tend to go, especially when you shoot at high PSIs, especially with air that doesn't have silicone in it, so HPA and CO2 and stuff like that. That was a problem he was going through all season. But you see, I had a SSP1 and I had a SSP2, and I found that Novarich was able to achieve something really cool with both those two guns housing and nozzle systems, because they used both those guns use two different nozzles and housing systems. So what I've done is basically bought both those systems, because I had parts from them where I had those guns. You know me, I like to have backup parts and stuff. So I had lots of parts, and what I did was test things. So I've used Tokyo Marui's housing, but I've used the seal and the bar thing. You know, the thing that sits at the back, like the silver thing. I've used that from the SSP2, if I'm correct. And then that plastic thing and that rubber thing that I'm talking about, there's a purple one that comes in the SSP1. I've used that, put a screw through that, so that system sealed. So that's the housing. I've adjusted their housing. Just to be clear, I've adjusted Tokyo Marui's housing with some Novrich parts, and then I'm running a Novrich SSP1 nozzle. And if I ain't gonna sit here, because my job ain't to promote people's products. If y'all want me to promote them, pay me or send me some free shit, and I'm more than happy to, I'm saying, meet you halfway. But I found that this system is probably the best housing to nozzle setup I've seen this year in a high capper. No cap. Like, when this gun is fully set up, I will show you this, because the range in my house isn't in the state to shoot test this right now. But I did a test on this 2-3 days ago, brother. Fluent. It can keep up as well. It's fluent. It doesn't feel like the gun's struggling. On cold environments, it's keeping up. In warm environments, it's keeping up even better. So it's something I would really like to show you guys, because I know this is a big brag. I know there's some people gonna say to me, oh, but there's these aluminium lightweight setups, and I'm not saying that it's faster than that. And to be fair, I would kind of challenge it, because with those lightweight setups, when your slide becomes a bit more heavier, like the CTM one, because obviously I think it's aluminium, but by the time you put all the parts in, it does now have a little weight to it. So it's still light, but it's metal. Like, you can really hear it when it's shooting, compared to, say, like my version of this gun. Like, the sound is very different. Like, this is a lot louder. But one thing I will say is it keeps up just fine. Like, I feel like it's like I said, not to cap on it, but it's probably the fastest setup I've seen in a very long time. I don't want to do this, because obviously you shouldn't really do this when the gun isn't assembled, where it's a split slide. But if it when the guns put back together, I'll show you. So yeah, it's up to you what you choose to do, what housing or nozzle setup, as long as it's Tokyo Marui compatible, just so that it feeds with the mag system. I'm talking the high flow as well as the air system, or else you're gonna have the issue I've had with the VOS systems. It's up to you. Go through the process if you want to, or listen and save yourself the hassle. Like, you can see, he's got a maple leaf in there. We've got a orange Contram bucking. Again, please try and go for something different. Even if you want to go for the maple leaf, just go for something different. Maybe a different wheel, or I don't know, a different bucking, or go for the same wheel, different bucking, different barrel length. He's got a crazy jet barrel. I'm not going to tell you the length, because like I said, motherfuckers like to just duplicate everything, and I'm like, just allow the guy to have something that's his, innit? This thing is amazing. I'm just gonna borrow it from him one day, use it on the range, film the video, show you guys. So it's up to you what upper setup you go for. So he's got the upper setup on, and that slides on, and then just like any other high capper, you'd pull your slide back, put your catch in, just to line everything up, and then you are all lit to go. And I'll show you briefly what I mean when I say it's just so fluent. Like, your nozzle, it keeps up. Whereas I don't know if you've got one of these at home and you've got the stock TM setup, try that thing I just said and see if your nozzle keeps up the same. Like, the thing is so good, bro. It keeps up so lovely. So I know that little section in the video where I was explaining what I've done to that bit and the parts, that there's a reason why I did that. Trust me, I couldn't get it to work on the VOS, because again, VOS's housing and nozzle and all of that is a bit different in diameter and sizing and the way it works and stuff. But TM's one, bruv, the TM with the VOS, brother, it got me wanting one of these to build an internal gun setup similar to the way I've done his one. And then obviously you want to go for a mag system, the TM high flow one, and then there's an insert that comes with it, so you slide that in there. And then unlike his one, we're gonna tap that soon, and that will be your air system and then the mag. I'm gonna end this video quickly by showing you that it actually does feed into the mag system. So just so that you can see, so people can't say I'm capping, you can see my chamber is empty. And if you know how high cappers work, you know why I'm showing you this section. Yeah, there is one in the chamber. This mag is empty, just to keep myself safe. So let's load some BBs into this mag system quickly. I also do sell wheels for these speed loaders, so if you're interested, shout a brother. Depending on how many you buy, your pricing will go down. So order a bigger stock and you will get more. So I'm going to show you quickly. So if you have a look at the side, right here, this is that section that you're watching. Are you in? Yeah, in. So if you can now see, you can see the BB's flowing, and I can see that it's flowing to where I want it to. My mag is secure, so that feed system should be doing its job, and like you should. If I look right at this top section, there's a BB loaded into that section, ready to be pushed into my hop-up chamber, ready to go. So imagine, and this mag is from Battle Axe, it's 200 rounds. Imagine having 200 rounds at pistol access. And if you want to run CO2, or it's up to you what you choose to run. For us, we're gonna go for the HPA option, but it just fucking works. It's amazing. Like I said, big up the guy who made the original design. You just have to pay him some money, buy the design, and then it's up to you what plastic and stuff you print it in, what catch you put in, and what gun you put at the top. But I advise something TM compatible, because if it's not, you're gonna have the issue my Vosk currently has. So if you're going for one of these and you have a Vosk, I advise change, like you can keep the Vosk upper, but change out this nozzle system to a TM1, which then might give you another problem, because it means that you then have to change out this back section. Because if you know anything about switching housings, if you put in the same Vosk one with a TM housing, it's just not going to work. It's doable though. There's a way to do it. I don't know if you watched some of my older videos. Last season I did what guns did I do? I did 2 Titan 7s, the pink one, and then there was a black one that I did, and then there was a short version that I did, a 5-1 that I did where I changed out the housings. So it's doable. If, like I said, if you want, you can holler me for the service through Tekken. So yeah, man, that's another video by your boy Airsoft Special Ops. Like, share, subscribe, get involved. They're worth doing, trust me. Like I said, I'm just waiting for Airsoft Cowboy to buy that safety, buy that clip, which he's gonna do in a day or two, and we can finish up this project and we can bring it on the range and show you guys how it actually works. And hopefully in the next month or two, I'll find a slide that works lovely with my TM setup, and then I can show you my version of it also, because I'm due to do some nice colors and anime and Pokemon designs on my one. So yeah, until the next one, peeps, peace and love.
Chat and all of that. We saying part 20, the finale. Imagining live sessions is done for me. It's crazy. I remember when we recorded part 1, 2 and 3. Remember when we shot the first couple of videos. It's crazy. God is great, eh? Here but I'm gone, guess we rarely speaking. Big Zubber and brown juice, the beat kicks in. Reminisce about old days, the barrel spin. Now I pour out my pain just to see win-win. Pray for them, the next gens, they sin. Go so hard in this thing and have no next of kin. It's so sad in this life, what we do to win. They just lined up a upper, ain't no shape up thing, survival of the fittest. No one showing pity, reporting from a first hand view. I love my city, 12 loco, be circulating. If you slip then they're escalating. Watch your team close, yeah they're penetrating. More time the ones that phony be hesitating. Forever shaking, you a foe if I ain't mistaken. Stayed so loyal to the cause when my back was breaking. Hand on heart, looked me in my eyes but you was faking. Heart was breaking, I was trying to heal cause I was aching. I tell them chase your dreams, build this music, it's a faith thing. Battles with my anger, trying to